Phelps, a shooting at the 111 Club, 6232 Hollywood Boulevard.
Sounds like a homicide beef.
2 of the dead guys caught in the crossfire were carrying Army surplus morphine. Get over there before homicide tramples all over the place.
We already cleared that up.
Judge in Pasadena took the big sleep yesterday. He had a personal stash of 20 cigarettes. Appears we didn't get all of it.
Mouthpiece tore strips off me at the grand jury. Case got thrown out. Now the DA wants my head.
God damn it. Just can't seem to put this morphine to sleep. A dead judge. It's not good. Everyone has their vices. Even you, Phelps.
Go to it, Detective. I have nothing further to say on the subject.
So what next?
You heard the man. Dope at the 111 Club. That's gotta be a first.
Come on, Roy.
On my way.
I said also.
Hey, can you give me a hand? I got a hard case I need to break.
You're the reason brothers and sisters shouldn't marry.
Sister, I was so tight I couldn't walk.
I just don't know how to dance to bebop.
I gotta get this guy processed. Sorry, Phelps.
He's the cop who
Help
arrested
me out.
that movie producer. It's about time some of those movie people went to jail. They can go and touch them.
I'm waiting, Roy.
Poor guy must be going crazy.
Parker and Green are going toe-to-toe for the top job. There's a change in the wind.
About time.
This wind will be like a tornado, Phelps. Parker's got a puritanical streak. You never know who'll get swept up in a thing like that.
Any Central Unit 484 just occurred, 3155 West 4th Street. Unit to handle code 3, identify.
Homicide guys are already inside.
Bukowski,
Phelps, back again.
we're here about the morphine.
Over by the bandstand. You can see what's left of the owner, Eddie McGoldrick, 26, former Marine.
I know Eddie McGoldrick. He was a non-com in my old unit.
I'm sorry to hear that, Cole. Waitress said he recently came into some money and bought the club.
Who are the other Vics?
2 musicians, Biddleston and Bowe. And get this, they used to be in a 4-piece, but the trombone player and the drummer OD'd.
Don't tell me. Lamont and Tyree? We've met the rest of the band.
Now they're a no-piece.
Do you mind if we take a look around?
Be my guest. You might want a word with the hostess, too. I'll keep her company until you're ready. Phelps, work the morphine angle. I'll work the stiffs.
You want me to sign one of these for you? No? Then buzz off.
Sooner you get this thing cleaned up, the sooner I can get back to my beat.
Swear. Going straight to hell. Show's over. Keep moving, all of you. Any ideas?
Find out what's going on from the Bulls and homicide. I'll look around.
Catch all the good ones helps.
Pumped a dozen rounds into him. Certainly sends a message.
Take a look around, Phelps. Looks like a straightforward execution to me.
Bad luck, Eddie. Okinawa couldn't kill you, but knowing the wrong people in this city. They didn't even try to crack the safe.
What do you think?
Find out what's going on from the Bulls and homicide. I'll look around.
When you're ready to have a civil conversation, we can try again.
Captain wants this one cleared up quick. Let me know how it goes with the dope.
Well-maintained, custom case. Someone cared for this instrument. What's that click?
You catch all the good ones, Phelps.
Neat trick. The case must have cost more than the trumpet. We should follow up on the musician angle. He kept his stash close at hand. We have a new source, or is this coming from what's left in circulation?
You'll have my report when it's ready. Right now, you want to be examining evidence. Find anything interesting?
Army surplus again. A McGoldrick must have been moving contraband through the club. Dozen packs to a carton, 100 cartons or more. Looks like a couple of months' supply. These look brand new. Never fired. They haven't been degreased yet. We could check on the serial numbers.
Is this guy hunting for bear? Look at these things.
They're BARs. You get the odd guy who sneaks one of them home from the war. How did he get 3 of them? Army surplus morphine, Army surplus weapons, Army surplus valors. Sound familiar?
We should get back to the station and check the details of what exactly was lifted from that ship.
Advice?
Have a word with the broad when you're ready. Maybe she knows what went down.
Just when I think I've seen it all.
Ma'am, I'm Detective Phelps, Administrative Vice Squad.
Welcome to the 111 Club, Detective. Feels like I've had half the LAPD in here today already. Come on back and ask your question. I don't bite.
Any idea who did the shooting?
No idea. It was my day off. If I had been here, honey, I'd be full of holes just like the others.
What's this all about? Is Eddie behind on the VIG?
Eddie paid cash, sugar. I have no idea what enemies he might have had.
It's nothing personal. I'm just doing my job. You understand that?
Well, you must have some thoughts.
We get all types in here, officer.
Tell us about Eddie.
Eddie didn't know a thing about running a nightclub. He came into some money and waltzed in and bought the place. The previous owner thought all his Christmases had come at once.
You're lying. Eddie had enemies. You must have seen them.
They allow you to booze on the job, Detective? It's giving you funny ideas.
If you don't ask, you never find out.
That's some suggestion you're making about a former United States Marine.
Marine or no, Eddie was in over his head. Sorry if I hurt your feelings.
We're trying to find out who's behind this, ma'am. You're not making it any easier.
Well, you're not being much of a gentleman, honey. You boys take care now. If you're done, I gotta close this place up and notify staff.
Just when I think I've seen it all.
Phelps, work the morphine angle. I'll work the stiffs.
So what next?
Back to the station. We need to speak to someone on the robbery detail.
How well did you know the owner?
McGoldrick? Well enough. He was in my unit.
That's some cruel irony. You survive the war, then get blown to pieces back home.
It happens more than you'd think. Young guys trying to adjust to normal life, getting mixed up in the wrong crowds.
The kid had just bought a nightclub. I'd say he got mixed up in the right crowds.
Until someone filled him full of holes.
You don't come into that kind of money that quickly without pissing a few people off.
All units in the vicinity and any central unit. Citizen reports of 415 at 7th and Central. Unit to handle code 2. Identify.
That fucking rat Stoker has gone public about Brenda.
Who is Brenda?
Brenda is LA's most famous madam.
Everyone knows it?
Of course everyone knows. Brenda pays her way.
Are we cops or a collection agency?
Whores have been around since the Bible. Our job is to keep it off the street so Joe Citizen and his wife can stroll around unmolested.
Then we should change the law.
Are you out of your mind? Every politician in America is against prostitution, except when they're using them.
So where does Stoker come in?
He objects to the LAPD and the administration taking its cut.
Is everyone in on this?
Yeah, and that's the problem. From a little acorn does a large tree grow. He could bring the whole thing crashing down on us.
Aren't you supposed to be working
Sir, do you know which robbery detectives are working the Army surplus theft from the Coolidge?
Caldwell and McManus? I saw Caldwell in the squad room not long ago if you want to speak to him.
Thank you, sir. We'll do that.
This way.
Any ideas?
Get to it, detective.
Help me out.
You worked with Caldwell, Cole. Go catch up. Get the scoop on the investigation.
Harry, you got a minute?
Sure, Cole, anytime.
You've been working the docks robbery on the SS Coolidge?
Yeah, that's right.
So how do you see it?
Inside job. Either the guys working the wharves or some of the guys on the ship.
What else was taken apart from the morphine?
Case of BARs, case of Thompsons, crate of Valor smokes.
Homicide just recovered 3 BARs and a mountain of cigarettes at a shooting at the 111 Club.
No kidding. I better get over there.
Do you have a copy of the manifest?
Yeah. Here it is.
So, how do we connect the docks robbery to the mess at the 111 Club?
Mouthpiece tore strips off me at the grand jury. Case got thrown out. Now the DA wants me.
$500,000 cigarettes loose on the streets of LA. This is the crate we recovered. Here's our backroom arsenal from the 111 Club. Enough to arm 3 companies. Some of these guys are from my old unit. They must have finally shipped home. Kelso, Sheldon, McGoldrick.
McGoldrick was on the boat?
Sure, we checked him out.
McGoldrick bought the 111 Club, Harry. His brains are all over the bar.
Looks like whoever stole the dope is getting muscled.
By whom?
Dragner or Cohen. They control the hop.
Thanks, Harry. Stay in touch on this.
Advice? What do you think?
All these junkies seem to get a free pass to the Blue Room. How about we pay a visit?
Sounds like I better get down to the 111 Club. Thanks for the tip, Phelps. See you around.
I'm at a loss.
All these junkies seem to get a free pass to the Blue Room. How about we pay a visit?
I didn't want to arrest the kid.
I gave his wife a tab.
Get a move on, Roy. Hoo-ah.
Yeah, as soon as I'm finished.
I want to make.
My wife is so dumb, she stares at orange juice for hours. Well, it does say concentrate on the cartons.
The early bird gets the worm, but the second mouse gets the cheese.
So, half your old lackeys were on that boat, the late Mr. Goldrick included.
They weren't my lackeys.
Subordinates then, whatever you want to call them.
There were a lot of people on that boat.
Maybe you're behind this whole thing, Phelps. Wouldn't that be a master stroke? Hey, cut me in early and we'll ride this one into the sunset.
Sounds like you've got the case all sewn up, Roy. We should call it a day and go home.
And miss out on the Blue Room? I couldn't do that to you.
Any Central Unit 484 just occurred, 3155 West 4th Street. Unit to handle code 3, identify.
That's that cop.
This is a secure area. You all need to leave.
Excuse me, officer? I want to
Captain wants this one cleared up quick. Let me know how it goes with the dope.
What now?
All these junkies seem to get a free pass to the Blue Room. How about we pay a visit?
Never the same, are they?
I'm at a loss.
Have a word with Elsa. And keep your mind on the job, huh?
Excuse me. I've got to sort through some unclaimed items right now.
Wrinkle was not one of the things I wanted to be when I grew up.
Help me out.
Have a word with Elsa. And keep your mind on the job, huh?
Take a break, boys.
We would like them to stay, Miss Lickman. We're making inquiries into the recent deaths of 4 musicians.
Since when have the police cared about dead black men?
Good point. We don't. What we care about is 2 tons of Army surplus morphine showing up on the street. If you care about working in this town, you better give me something on Biddleston and Bow, or their knucklehead buddies Tyree and Lamont.
And this is your idea of making inquiries under Sturmführer?
I've told you 1,000 times about speaking that German gibberish at me, Elsa.
Roy! How about you get a drink while I see to this?
Will you sit down?
Why antagonize him, Elsa? You know what he's capable of.
Ask your questions, head officer. We have work to do. Do you wish to finish the interview?
I think you got about just as much as you're gonna get, policeman.
You better get going. You probably got a lot of jazz clubs to visit. And a lot of colored boys to shake down.
Real happiness is marrying a girl for love and finding out later that she has money.
I used to be indecisive. Now, I'm not so sure.
People are dying of overdoses. If you know anything about it, you need to tell me.
I can't help you.
A lot of cats are into the thing. There's nothing special about your boys.
Hopheads appear to get a free pass at this club. You all know about the morphine.
And how do you expect to prove that?
Looks like I made a mistake. I'm not looking to arrest users. I'm after the supply.
You just don't get it, do you? Some people can't live without heroin.
My partner mentioned a couple of names. You recognize them?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't believe you. You knew these men.
And how would you like to prove that, detective?
Sorry. Sometimes you have to shake the tree to see what falls out. They frequented the Blue Room. They were musicians. Are you sure?
Yes, I'm very sure. I have a rehearsal to finish. It's time for you to leave. You're out of your depth here, detective, and you're asking the wrong questions of the wrong people. Boys, take 5 minutes, please. I need to have a private word with the officer. Why do you ask people to risk talking about a subject that could have them jailed?
Drugs are against the law, Elsa.
And you're so full of courage, you have never felt ashamed.
This is getting us nowhere.
Do you think you'll win your war against narcotics?
It's not my war. It's against the law. My job is to prosecute the laws of this city.
Do you think you can stop people from needing drugs, detective?
I'm asking the questions here.
Then why do you come to me with your stupid questions? You know who controls the drugs in this city.
It's not enough to just survive, Elsa. You have to try and make the world a better place.
Brave words, and very noble. But words are just words, Cole Phelps.
She's right. We need to pay a visit to the mixer.
Cohen? Do you know where to find him?
This time of day? You'll find him holding court at the Macambo.
He can wait. There's something I need to be sure of. Give me till tomorrow morning.
Don't do anything I wouldn't do, partner.
Move in. Can't risk losing the trail.
LAPD, we're looking for Mayor Cohen. I believe he has lunch here.
There's not going to be any trouble, is there?
Which table?
Number 3. If you'll follow me.
Can I borrow some of that mascara?
I'm stumped. Ideas?
Sir,
Mickey's been questioned 1,000
Mr. Cohen's
times.
table is
See if you
this
can do
way.
any better. Mickey's been questioned 1,000 times. See if you can do any better.
Running.
You recommend a special, miss?
LAPD. We have some questions
Hi,
regarding...
Mickey. How's it hanging?
Fine. Just fine, Roy. I see you brought Eager Beaver along. Hope he's not going to put the shakes on me again.
Cole Phelps. Mickey Cohen.
Good afternoon.
He has manners. Aren't you a little green for this kid?
Meet Johnny Stompanato, Cole. He has the biggest schlong in Hollywood and the smallest gun. Or maybe that's the other way around. I can never quite remember.
You're a funny guy, Roy. Haven't I always said what a funny guy Roy is? And how much fun it would be to get together with him sometime.
Poor Johnny. He's the dark, sensitive type. He's a serviceman too, Cole. Johnny was at Okinawa.
You were in the crotch?
6th Marines.
The lieutenant who won the Silver Star up on Sugarloaf. I've heard of you.
Something like that.
All right, have we finished flirting? You got something to discuss, Roy? Or are you going to stand around beating the meat while my lunch gets cold?
We have some questions.
Do I need my lawyer? I'm sorry, is this kid walking away from me? Back here, boy chick.
A waitress will be with you in a minute, sir.
So what next?
Mickey has been questioned 1,000 times. See if you can do any better.
Your brother-in-law, Lenny Finkelstein, was selling stolen morphine. He had 1/3 of the shipment.
Old news, kid. I don't know anything about what Lenny was up to.
Jack Dragna has you on the run. You're muscling the guys who stole the morphine from the ship.
You calling me a liar, kid? You think you can prove that in court? Huh?
Looks like I was mistaken. Word is that Jack Dragna is closing you out. You're going to need friends, Mr. Cohen. We need that morphine.
Dragna? He's an old woman, all right? He's frightened to cross the road. Listen, I don't need your help, boy chick. I got plenty of friends at the LAPD already.
We believe there's a link between a group of Marines and the morphine stolen from the SS Coolidge. One of those Marines was shot to death in a club last night.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
I think you're lying. I think the 111 Club was your men. I think you're trying to send a message.
I'll send you a message, kid. You better have some proof that that was one of mine, or else you better have health insurance, huh?
Sorry. My mistake. Lenny wasn't smart enough to run this operation. He was strictly distribution. This smells of a deal gone wrong.
You're very perceptive, Boychik, but you can never shake hard enough to get me to give it up.
A few Negroes saying goodbye on the sidewalk will never make the papers, Mickey. But we had a judge in Pasadena say adios the other day. Prominent white people popping their clogs makes everyone nervous.
You know dope has never been my thing, Roy. It's always been for schmendricks like Jack D. and Jimmy Utley. But I'll ask around and I'll get back to you. Hey, you boys want some lunch? How about a drink?
We'll take a rain check on that. Come on, Cole, we're leaving.
We have to cut that dope. It looks bad with people dying.
We have to get the rest of it. There's no way of watering down the stuff in those little packages. We have to put the squeeze on those guys and get the rest of it.
They don't seem the type to frighten that easy.
We'll see.
Detectives, KGPL's going crazy. Shots fired at 1384 North Bronson. Some guy with an automatic spraying a Hollywood bus. They want every car. Go!
I say we bust in there and find the goddamn.
I'm at a loss. What now? Advice? I'm stumped. Ideas?
Find a way up there and stop that son of a bitch, Cole.
Can't make this shot.
Give me some cover!
You're clear, go!
All units, officer down in 1384 North Bronson. Ambulance is en route. Repeating, all units, officers still need help on Bronson. Approach with extreme caution.
You're covered, Phelps.
LAPD, drop the gun now!
I'm stumped. Ideas?
You should check out our friend for identification, seeing as we weren't formally introduced.
It's one of the BARs. Phone number and restaurant table. I know that guy. Felix Alvaro.
He's one of the guys from the ship?
His name was on the manifest.
Looks like McGoldrick wasn't the only one to get a message.
Hey, Alvaro.
Hey, Lieutenant.
He's just a plain detective now, Chico.
Who's the jughead?
This is my partner, Roy Earl. We just want to find out what happened.
What happened is that someone took a shot at my bus. And then cops turned up and start treating me like I'm some sort of Pachuco punk. My people have been in California for over 300 years.
Very fucking admirable, Felix.
My bus is full of holes. I would have thought you'd want some answers.
You hear anything about the big heist on the Coolidge?
Yeah, I heard about it.
So what happened?
Not much. The cops came and interviewed me and all the other guys on the ship.
I don't believe you, Felix. I've got gunmen blasting away at innocent citizens. This is getting out of hand. Is there something you want to tell me?
I don't appreciate you calling me a liar, Detective. You want to prove that I was involved?
Looks like I made a mistake. Felix, that morphine is turning up everywhere. People are dying. You got something you want to tell me?
I'm a bus driver. Do I look like I run a dope racket? My bus is full of holes. I would have thought you'd want some answers.
Who's shooting at you, Felix?
How the fuck do I know?
The dead guy on the roof works for Mickey Cohen. Why would Cohen want you dead?
Man, I don't know anything about Mickey Cohen or any of those gangsters.
Sorry. Sometimes you have to shake the tree to see what falls out. Felix, we didn't go through Okinawa to come back to this on our streets.
I've got the LAPD to keep me safe, right? Me and all my people. I'll let it slide this time. For old time's sake.
So you're telling me this was random?
They go want someone else on the bus. They could like using buses for target practice, man. How the hell would I know?
We'll be in touch, Felix.
You heard that Jack is in L.A.?
I saw his name on the manifest.
He's been here a couple of months. Sure glad to see you got over your wound, Lieutenant. I mean, Detective.
Pretty cool customer.
He's been under fire before.
You buying his story?
Not for a minute.
Come on, Roy.
Keep your shirt on. Here I come.
So what next?
God damn it. Kelso's the leader of this thing. Let's get to a game well and find out where he lives.
Place is secure. Go do what you do.
What now?
God damn it. Kelso's the leader of this thing. Let's get to a game well and find out where he lives.
Let's catch up soon, Cole. Now I gotta get back to work.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need an address on a Jack Kelso.
Just a second. Jack Kelso, apartment 4, 1408 North El Centro Avenue, Hollywood.
Thanks. Advice?
All your war buddies. How cozy. We need to go embrace Jack Kelso.
I'm waiting, Roy.
On my way.
Show's over. Keep moving, all of you.
Thank you for listening to KTI Radio.
Jack was a company sergeant. He would never get involved in something like this.
We brace him and drag him downtown.
Won't work. He's a tough customer.
Dental Clean removes film and floats it away. No toothpaste or powder fights tooth decay like Dental Clean. No matter how many toothpastes you've tried, change to Dental Clean. If you're using the same toothpaste you used 2 years ago, you're missing the new brightness and the natural brilliance of your smile when it's Dental Clean. Dental Clean toothpaste or powder. Don't delay.
Any Century unit of 484 just occurred, 3155 West 4th Street. Unit to handle code 3 identifies.
This is KTI, a member of the American Century Broadcasting System. Ladies, how often does this happen in your kitchen?
Gosh, Mom, pancakes. That smells awful good.
Yes, fresh pancakes made with Mullingar flour.
Hello, Jack. This is Detective Roy Earl.
Hello, Cole.
We would like a word.
Would you like to come inside?
Actually, we'd prefer if you'd come downtown with us. Do you mind?
Do I have any choice?
No. You don't.
Are you going to tell me what this is all about?
It would be better for all of us if we discussed it at the station.
Bad move, Cole.
How have you been, Jack?
Cut the crap. You pick me up in front of my apartment like a common criminal and then expect small talk? Fuck you. You got me here now, Cole. Ask your goddamn questions.
I got the jitters again.
Any ideas?
I think Kelso has you snowed. Get some answers out of the guy.
Do you know that there's a gang war going on in LA trying to recover that stolen morphine?
That has nothing to do with me.
Jack, you know about the morphine. You weren't involved, but you know who is.
You can't prove what I know and what I don't know, Cole. This is going nowhere.
It's nothing personal. I'm just doing my job. You understand that? Level with me, Jack. Some of the guys stole that dope.
Eddie McGoldrick, there's your man. Case closed. Can I go now?
Did you know that Eddie McGoldrick recently came into money and bought a nightclub?
No, I didn't know that.
Quit lying to me, Jack. You know what's going on. You've been in this with Eddie from the start.
I'd want to have something solid to back up what I was saying if I was you.
You're off the hook. For now. You want to take a guess where he got hold of the cash?
Not really.
You heard that a crate of BARs went missing?
No, I didn't.
You're not a good liar, Jack. I know you want to help your guys, but this has gone too far.
If you believe I had anything to do with the theft of the BARs, or the morphine for that matter, I suggest you produce some evidence. I'm done with this. You finished? Because I am.
You wouldn't know why Eddie McGoldrick had 3 of them.
The goddamn fool.
What do you know about the Army surplus robbery from the Coolidge, Jack?
What I know is that on 3 separate occasions, you would have been dead if it weren't for me. I don't know anything about the robbery.
I don't believe you, Jack. You were there. You were either involved or you know who is.
You calling me a liar, Cole? I hope you have something to back that up. I won't let you hide behind your rank any longer.
You're off the hook. For now. Come on, Jack. You were there. You must know something. People are dying over this morphine.
We had been in port 2 days, and the Navy crew were busy unloading. Most of us were making final arrangements to travel home. Everything that was stolen was taken straight from the dockside. Police interviewed my unit and most of the swabbies.
Jack, we just want information.
Bullshit, Cole. Did you seriously believe that dragging me down here would get me to give up my own guys? You call yourself a Marine? Trying to make a name for yourself with this shitheel? Look at this chump with his $200 suit and $2,000 car.
The tough guy act is really impressive. I like you, Jack. I'd like to make you for this. I really would. I'm going to be working on it and keeping an eye on you. You can go now.
Shooting, Robert Steiner, 6780 West Sunset Boulevard. The victim is a Chris Majowski.
Another name from the manifest?
How many more friends of yours are gonna get plugged today?
Talk about tension. That was like being trapped in an elevator with a married couple who can't decide whether they love each other or hate each other.
We go back a long way.
You went too easy on him. Next time, you leave it to me. I know how to handle that smug son of a bitch.
You don't. Jack will never give up his own men.
Any Central unit, suspect to be taken into custody at Southern California Auto Club. Stand by for further unit to handle identify code 2.
Go right just now.
Take this right.
Stop just ahead.
They just walked up and shot the man. Two of them officers, they went that way.
Go on, get after him.
Step on it, huh? Just give me a little closer. I'll try for the tires. Keep your foot down. Hit him. Clear this asshole off the road. Get in close and steer him off the tar.
Watch it. These guys aren't gonna go quiet. Open fire!
Give me some goddamn cover. Find some cover.
I'm at a loss.
Okay, hands in pockets. Let's see who we got.
An LAPD file. We have a traitor in our midst. All of the names on the list have a hit team assigned to them. Cohen is meeting with Sheldon tonight.
We need to get to those guys fast, otherwise there'll be no case.
We have to look at damage limitation. We can't allow that strumpet Brent Allen to bring down the whole administration.
We've got to put a lid on the press. Can't someone talk to Harry over at the Times?
It's too late. The Times would look ridiculous if we dropped the story now.
Who is this Stoker?
Stoker's a lily-white. Nothing that will fix this in the short term.
My law and order credentials are disappearing as we speak.
Can we get Brenda to leave town?
Yes, we can, but she won't go quietly. Brenda has extensive records.
Can she at least lay low?
That's already been taken care of.
Mayor? District Attorney?
Who is this guy? And what does he want, Horrell?
Name's Roy Earl, detective, administrative vice.
Aren't you one of the clowns that got us into this mess?
Oh, I think that the orders regarding Brenda come down, not up, Mayor. I have a human interest story. It involves a certain LAPD cop, a hero from the war, who has let his beautiful wife and kids down, who has betrayed America for a German junkie whore, who has abandoned his pledge to the LAPD and his commitment to the public we all served. Could be all over the papers by tomorrow, and you would be off the hook.
So what do you want in return, Roy? Fingering a fellow officer?
Any ideas?
The post office, Cole, and be quick about it.
They're taking out all the guys from the ship.
Why? How does that get them the dope?
They obviously don't know who has the morphine, and they're waiting for someone to crack.
Any Central unit of 484 just occurred, 3155 West 4th Street. Unit to handle code 3, identify.
Getting close and steer him off the tar. It's no good. We need to get closer. Hit him. Clear this asshole off the road. Keep it steady and I'll try to bust his tires. Getting close and steer him off the tar.
LAPD, put your hands in the air.
Advice?
The post office, Cole, and be quick about it.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes. You know the way. You can drive.
There! Let me catch that son of a bitch! Move, I gotcha.
Kill a cop, and it's the electric chair. Roy, we're in a hurry.
Hold on, I'm coming.
Any ideas?
Quick, search them, and let's get the hell out of here before we get dragged into the paperwork.
Tell Courtney. Bad luck. It was worth a try. It was worth a try.
God. Polar Bear Ice Company. You really did it. Wonder whether it was worth it.
Most people never get the chance to be rich. Wouldn't you risk it?
What now?
Your other dead war buddy. You check his pockets, too?
No time. I gotta play interference on a sweat down.
All clear, Detective. Go to work.
Looks like Sheldon is bringing his own fire team with him. Majewski, Beckett, Goldrick, Driscoll, these are good guys. Why did they get wrapped up in this thing?
Not everyone has your unwavering restraint in the face of temptation, Cole.
I'm stumped. Ideas?
If we can get them all in the alleyway, we wrap the whole case.
Beautiful day. Hope we have no trouble.
No more cattle or chickens.
This isn't looking good. I feel like the fat kid at the back of a race.
You sure it's Cohen making the hits?
All fingers point his way. Your buddies are in way over their heads. Being a Marine doesn't mean shit out here.
Line them up.
All right, let's kill these rat bastards.
Keep moving, I'll cover you. On the...
How long do you think you can hold out?
Keep that, fucker.
Give me some goddamn cover.
Find some cover.
They're making a run for it after them.
Stay in cover.
I'm gonna put out an APB on every one of the sons of bitches on that.
KGPL to car 11K. Car 11 King, come in.
Car 11 King.
11K, go to Hollywood Station. Hey, Courtney Sheldon is at Hollywood Station requesting an interview with Detective Cole Phelps.
Well, I'll be damned.
That's not correct protocol, 11K. I'll take that as a roger.
Car 11 King en route.
So what next?
This Sheldon guy's waiting at the station, Cole. I know he's your buddy, but you have to bring the hammer down on these guys.
Work like a slave to save a dollar. Never a word of gratitude. I spent half my life cooking your meals, and what do I get for it? Nothing.
Roy, in my office, if you please.
I'm working a major case. I'm not close, Cap. It's gonna have to wait.
Let Phelps do the interrogation.
But, Cap.
No buts. This is more important.
I'm waiting, Roy.
I want to make homicide.
Not right
you
now.
know you've made it if you got that.
Get a move on, Roy. Hoo-ah.
Sorry, I just got a tip-off. I'm about to roll out.
You may well be fascinating to speak to, Detective, but I charge by the half hour, and I guarantee you couldn't afford me.
Sheldon, is this your attorney?
No, Detective. This is Dr. Harlan Fontaine. He came down here to help me out.
How do you do, sir?
You stole the morphine from the Coolidge.
You can't prove that.
Let's see if I can try. And what is your relationship to Sheldon, sir?
Tutor, mentor. Mr. Sheldon is a medical student of mine. He has a very bright future.
Oh, that's nice to know. Too bad all of your war buddies won't get to see your graduation.
I came down here on my own accord to help
Mouthpiece
with your
strips off me at the
investigation,
grand
and you're
jury.
walking
Case
out?
got thrown out. Now the DA wants my head.
I came down here on my own accord to help with your investigation, and you're walking out? Gave his wife a tap. I said all's fair in love and war.
I've taken quite an interest in Mr. Sheldon, so you can understand why it pains me to see him lambasted unnecessarily. Please, leave us be.
I would have asked Beckett or Majewski or Driscoll about their involvement, but that's difficult, considering they're all dead. It leaves you, Sheldon.
You can't blame their deaths on me, Phelps.
You're lying, Courtney. The other guys aren't smart enough to attempt something like this. You either give it up, or I go after Jack for it.
And how do you prove that, Cole?
Looks like I was mistaken. So what are you going to do with your cut, Sheldon? You were probably the bravest man I ever saw. And you were acting like a low coward.
I'd ask you not to answer that, dear boy. Do you have any real evidence, detective?
You're training to be a doctor, Courtney. How do you justify all of these deaths? You're supposed to want to save people.
Before you get on your high horse, I saved my fair share in Peleliu and Okinawa. My conscience is clear. How do you sleep at night? Jack isn't scared of you, Phelps. And none of us were. We just followed your orders.
You were on the ship, Sheldon.
Yes, that's correct.
So you had opportunity.
But it doesn't mean that I was involved.
So you don't mind that the mob executed McGoldrick, Driscoll, and Beckett to get to you?
I don't know why you're trying to pin this on me. Where's your proof?
So Eddie McGoldrick took his cut and bought the 111 Club.
I don't know what Eddie has been up to.
How do you think this is going to play out, Courtney? It's either going to be you or Jack.
What's this got to do with Jack? Jack would never be involved in anything like this.
But you would.
He has already denied any wrongdoing.
Beckett had a message for you before he died. Bad luck. It was worth a try.
I feel bad about Beckett, Phelps. He was a hard charger. Those guys deserve more. I don't blame them for taking their shot. We finished here, Cole? I came down here on my own accord to help with your investigation, and you're walking out?
You're in interview too, Phelps. There's a quack in there with him.
What gives?
Beats me. Word came down from the chief. Said it was okay.
Not you, lad. You get on with your interrogation.
Get any on the side.
What do you think?
You're on your own, partner. Get in that room and get a confession.
You may well be fascinating to speak to, Detective, but I charge by the half hour, and I guarantee you couldn't afford me. I've taken quite an interest in Mr. Sheldon, so you can understand why it pains me to see him lambasted unnecessarily. Please, leave us be. Have you finished, Detective?
I'm just getting started. You have an answer for everything, Courtney. Let's hope Jack does, because now I'm going after him. Is there anyone you're not prepared to sacrifice?
Jack is not in this. He's a good guy.
You or Jack, Courtney. I don't care who goes to jail. I just want the morphine off the street.
What are you offering, Cole?
Don't be ridiculous, son. This man is gambling.
What's your offer?
Doctor, good to see you.
I'm conducting an investigation.
Upstairs in my office now.
This man is about to confess.
As of now, You're suspended from duty, pending a fitness review.
What are you talking about?
You heard the man, Phelps. Upstairs and face the music like the hero you were. You certainly had us fooled, Detective. Phelps, you're one of my favorite sons. You've broken this old man's heart.
Sir, what is going on?
You're suspended, Phelps. Hand over your badge and gun.
Don't keep him waiting.
What is going on here?
Your wife's attorney has pictures of you and the German. Compromising pictures, lad.
She's pressing charges. You'll be formally charged with adultery. A criminal cannot serve as an LAPD officer, as I'm sure you're aware.
I don't understand.
How could you do it, lad? Your wife, your children, consorting with the enemy and a dope fiend at that. You're lucky the war is over. You'd be taken out and shot. The department doesn't need this kind of publicity, Phelps. Hand over the gun, keep your head down until your board hearing. I forbid you to make any comments to the press. What the hell were you thinking?
Marie, listen, Marie, I need to explain.
Please leave. You're upsetting the girls.
Let me see them, Marie. They're my daughters.
Go to her, Cole. You have done enough damage here. Do you want me to call the police?
For God's sake, Marie, can't we at least talk?
What is there to talk about? Do you love her? Do you? What were you thinking? What about our children? Can you imagine what this has been like for them? Go away, Cole. My father has hired an attorney and you will be hearing from him.
I'd like to explain, Marie. I'd like to tell you what I've been going through.
What you've been going through. I have had reporters camped out on the front lawn all morning. I can't stand it, Cole.